Welcome to Bedtime Stories. The Golden Treasure. Long time ago, a poor man was walking through a bleak desert land, when suddenly there occurred a sandstorm. The man happened to spot a cave for shelter. He had been walking for a long time and was exhausted from the hot sun and the sandstorm, so he decided he would get some rest in the cave. He crept through the small opening, and inside he was surprised to see the cave was as bright as day. The light, he saw, came from a source at the center of the cave. He scrambled to see what it could be. Oh, he gasped, for there before him was a huge pile of gold coins, so large and bright that they lighted up the whole cave. He at once decided he would take the gold coins with him, so he turned around and stumbled out of the cave. When he was outside, he saw 3 robbers were chatting about tales of the gold in the cave. The robbers had spent their days and nights in search for the golden treasure. When anyone happened to pass, the robbers would steal all his belongings. Suddenly he had a plan and he began running. He ran as fast as he could down the road. Soon the poor man passed a rocky ridge. He knew and noticed that 3 robbers were chasing him. Now the robbers were surprised to see the poor man, for he was running as fast as he could and looking over his shoulder as if something were chasing him. And yet he carried nothing at all. Still, the chief robber was curious, and so he chased into the poor man's path. "Why are you running so fast?" he asked. "You look as if you've seen a ghost." "I am running away from an evil," he answered, breathlessly. "Evil is chasing me, and I am running as fast as I can so that it doesn't catch me." Now all 3 men looked down the path. They stared, they squinted, they searched. But they say nothing at all. They began to laugh. "There's nothing behind you," the chief robber said. "Why don't you show us what it is that's chasing you?" The second robber suggested, and the third robber nodded. "We see nothing, so I suppose you better show us. It's important to recognize an evil." "That's it," the poor man said, "and so I will show you." He began to tremble at the thought, but he was a kind and generous man, and hoped to protect everyone from evil. And so he turned around, with a heavy heart, and began to walk back toward the cave. The robbers followed him close behind. When they reached the entrance to the cave, the poor man nodded. "There it is, but please, I beg you, don't go in there." "Sir," the first robber said gently, "I must see what has frightened you so much. Won't you show us evil?" "Very well," the man said, and tiptoed inside the cave with robbers following. A moment later the robbers saw the light from the glittering gold. Pointing to the pile, the poor man said, "There's evil, right before your eyes." Naturally the robbers were delighted, and they assumed the poor man was simply crazy and fool. "Never fear," said the chief robber. "You go on your way, and we'll take care of this." Relieved to be set free, the poor man slipped away, and the robbers burst into delighted laughter. "Now," said the chief robber, "we must decide what we shall do with our golden treasure." The 3 men sat around discussing, for they did not want to leave the golden treasure. They feared the poor man might lead someone else to the cave. Now they were very hungry and weak to carry so much gold. They decided that one of them should take some of the gold coin to the city. There he would buy food and drink, and when he returned and they had regained their strength from a feast, the 3 would divide the rest of the gold and carry it away. The third robber said, "I'll go," but he was thinking that while he was in the city, he would eat all he wished to eat, then he would poison the rest of the food. When his companions ate the poisoned food, they would die, and all the gold would be his. Off he went, with some gold coins jingling in his pockets, and a cunning smile on his face. Meanwhile, the 2 men in the cave decided that as soon as their comrade returned, they would kill him, eat the food, and divide his share of gold between the two of them. When the third robber returned with the food, the two others attacked him and stabbed him to death. Then they ate all the poisonous food. Soon afterward, they died, too. And so the poor man's plan had worked well, and he then returned to the cave and slowly and gradually took some gold coins as and when needed for him and for others in need from his hidden golden treasure. If you like the story, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Good night.